Yeah. What was I saying though? Being a cop and all that. Yeah, like when I was a cop around, like, you know, I wanted to create the high super suit unit at the beginning, and I brought that idea up to Bones, and Bones said, I feel like people are gonna feel gatekept if you do it this early, you know, other officers, this, that, the other thing, right? And next thing you know, like a week later, like, you know, maybe a week or two later, Bones is like talking to high command members, trying to get it in charge, like he's in charge and like he's doing the unit, and no mention to me at all, like no talk to me and anything. It's like, even though we were supervisors together in the, you know, back in the early days of 3.0 times, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I had a really bad problem with like my schedule. Like I would come on duty every day, but then it wouldn't be good enough because I wasn't coming around. Like I would come around for like 2-4 hours in the shift that I was hired, and I'd be around like 4 or 6 hours in the shift before. But because I was putting more time in on the shift before, I would get, you know, I would get shit for it.
I honestly don't even understand why they fired you. And like you said, Bones is fake as fuck. Like he even when he was doing the mayor shit, he would like act like all of this, but like Bones to me is just a fake as fuck officer, bro.
I mean, he was to me, dude. Like I thought we were homies. I thought like we had each other's back. Like we were both supervisors. But I mean, like I came down to it, and then like I bring up an idea to him, and he kind of took it and like hit it and started getting all the shit set up so that way he could be in charge. And then like even after he's in charge, I don't get any mention of like anything, you know? Like it's just he kind of just took it and ran, and
like it's all him type shit.
Yeah, it's like, you know, we were supervisors together, man. You know, like he didn't even bring it up to me, like. Nothing, man. It's just that, and the scheduling thing is just so annoying, man. I just had like, I don't like it.
When he became sheriff, he absolutely did nothing, literally.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm not really there to speak on everything he did or did not do, but I mean, it's just unfortunate. You know, I thought these people were, you know, as someone who was on their side, like I thought these people had my back, but I mean, the second they have a chance to increase in power or rank, they just take it. You know what I'm saying?
So did they like just cut you off completely, or was there? I know Vivian didn't. She was kind of still.
I mean, nah. The only people who didn't was Vivian and Malcolm, and like those are the only two people who, you know, like I actually always still like had my back and all that. I mean, regardless of me being a Vivian less than Dakota. Dakota was like the true only one. You know what I'm saying? And like it makes sense because he was like my homie, like my number one partner.
You know what's crazy? It's like all those years you spent like regardless of what anyone says, you put in work, you know, and they just like when you see stuff like that, don't you think like don't those other officers think that same shit could happen to them? So why like gang up on this guy and like turn on a guy that's like at your back, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's my own fault. I shouldn't I don't know. You know, this goes down a trickery slope here, so I guess I won't say too much, but
say it with your chest, Suarez.
No, Zod. That don't work like that. Not on this topic. But no. I mean, I'll say this much is that actually getting fired as much as it wasn't, you know, a good situation, getting fired actually ended up being like great, honestly. Like I've loved every minute of it, bro. Like there hasn't been a minute that's gone by where I've gone fired. I'm like, damn, I really wish I was a cop. Not at all anymore, man. Not at all. Not even remotely close. Like, and if I ever did have like a cousin cop or anything like that, or I, you know, brought in a cousin family, like it'd be so much different. I know how it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you think those so do you think like being an officer for so long could make an officer jaded?
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. Like if you're being, you know, I guess at the end of the day, these guys are officers and not criminals, you know. But I will say, being an officer and now being a criminal, it is 100% like eye-opening to be a criminal, bro. Like it was bad. Like I understood it now. I finally get it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, damn, you know, like we got set on a hut charge 3 days and nothing about bail. It's like, damn, we're spending real long days in these fucking places, and like no charges pressed, and it's like, and then like you get in there and you're spending like, you know, honestly, it's rough, dude. It's fucking rough, man. So it's like you know, the times where like, oh, you know, you go easy, a little easier on the pits, like it makes so much more sense, man. Like, you know, all right, go, you know, I get it now. Like, I would have just gone easier on the pits. I would have just done a normal chase. Like, it wouldn't have been like, you know, and I still feel like I was pretty decent somewhat to a lot of people in the cells, like, but I feel like I'd be even nicer, to be honest. Like,
and think about it like this, right? Like, when we did the Chungalore arc, right? Like we think about that officer that just came and seen a fucking dead dog and then just raided our whole arc. Nobody gave a fuck about it. You get
yeah, I don't know what happened with all that. I do know that there was a situation where like a stash got checked or something, and then like it turned bad.
You spend 10 days, like real days in jail.
Yeah,
like, that shit like killed Mateo's motivation, man.
No, 100%. I think I've always had it in the back of my head that I feel like no matter what, like no matter how long you go in for jail, it shouldn't be more than like I don't know, like a day, maybe 3 at most. But so like as someone who was putting people away for like drug trafficking and stuff like that for like 3 days, 7 days, but like the thing is, some things were kind of like we couldn't change. Like these were minimums. Like drug trafficking minimum, you have to give them 3 days. You know what I'm saying, or 3 years.
Yeah, no.
So
I get it. Like even like, you know, you just pull up the MDT and then it tells you what to do, right? So it's kind of hard. And then you're going to jail for this long and you're like, fuck, like, you and you know, obviously, you know, people like us, like, you know, this is what we do all day, every day. And then one or 2 days in jail is fine, but you're 10 days off of someone just ruining some shit and just being like, oh, and laughing about it. And then the moment you get frustrated, you're the bad guy.
Yeah.
You know, so and you was there at the start, and when even we rushed the remember we rushed the courthouse?
Yeah, I was there. We rushed course.
You went to jail for 3 days for just
I got 3 days for accessory to harboring a fugitive.
Bro.
But like the thing is Dundee got like way more, but like everyone else got let go. I'm pretty sure it was just Dundee, and then like my charges weren't even on the docket. So like here's the thing, man, is you're already like I just wish it was more catch and release, like, because I ended up spending 3 days in jail and I ended up getting a plea deal for 1. So it's like, well, I already spent 3, but now I've got a plea deal for 1 day. So it's like, but I just served 3. So like, okay, now what? I guess I just got taken on the chin. I spent 3 days in jail, you know, when I should have only gotten 1. I could have been out the next morning, you know?
I'll tell you an example, right? Like my cousin and
and
Mr. Worldwide doing like an undercover op, right? And they're having so much fun, like, you know, catching people and shit. But I feel like after you are in the cells and it's time to send someone up, like that's the end of it. So it's like, what does my cousin get out of like, give this guy 5 days? Like,
agreed.
It just doesn't make sense. It's
agreed.
Like,
I mean, I guess you gotta face your punishments for doing the crimes that you did, but it shouldn't be any. I mean, I think I think so far my experience here in Guatemala is I think they've got it right for the most part, to be honest. Like, I think you don't spend much time in jail. You do go to jail, but I've never had a situation where like I've ended up going in for like a ridiculous amount of time or fine, and it's nice. Like, because at the end of the day, you know, spending more time in jail doesn't help anything. You know, like. Oh, I learned my. I mean, no, listen, we're criminals, you know. We're gonna go back out there. I mean, that's how shit happens. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, if all the criminals end up in jail, then the cops won't have anything to do either. You know, as much as that's their job. I think that's why I think here in Guatemala that it's locked in correctly, because I've gone to jail a couple of times, but every time I go to jail, it's usually nothing bad, nothing crazy. You know, and even if it is, you can work it off pretty fast. You know. Like, you could work off your time, you know, like doing some of this, doing some of that, and it's not terrible, you know. It's not like, you know, you got the whole day, or it's kind of the end of the day by going to jail if you go to jail early in your day or anything like that. So, but yeah, man, it's yeah, there's a lot of shit. But it's I'm glad that it did happen. I think in the moment, though, I didn't really know what to do because I was a cop for years. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my thing. I love doing it. You know what I'm saying?
I can only imagine how you felt in that moment. Like, in those first couple of weeks were like, and that's why, and even bro, like, even for me, remember I was like, yo, kill this cop, because I was like, yo, I fought with you, and I wanted to see if you could do it, and you did it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Once you did that, when you fucked up
Denzel.
then I was like, yo, he's good.
No, that was good, dude. I'm glad we did it, bro. Listen, man. I mean, I'm always down for it, and I think that, like, even as a cop, like, I was never sitting there like, nah, I don't want to push in. Nah, fuck it, put me in there, bro. Let's rush in. Let's do it. Even if we lose the shootout, so what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was always up for it, no matter what, man. Like, no matter what. So, like, but there was a lot of times where maybe you'd have like a higher commanding officer or higher ranking saying, all right, we're just gonna pull out or break off. But like, I was just down to do it, man. I was, at the end of the day, like, let's do it. Let's try. You know what I'm saying? Let's give it a shot.
Because they always want the W, right? It's like they'll only push in when there's like one, but when it seems like
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's that or if it's just like, you know, people don't want to get shot. I don't know what it is, but I mean, for me, as someone who like loves the action, I'm always open for it.
One person or two, they go crazy. So
yeah, I don't know.
I like the action too. I'm like that. Fuck it, it's me. Like, bro, you go down, you're down for 10 minutes tops.
Oh, this is worth it. It's worth the push. It's worth the you know what I mean? Like, it don't matter if we all get shot down. Maybe we'll shoot them all down, but at least, you know, we try. You know what I'm saying? I'm always down to try.
Lose than we do. That's how I look at it. So I'm going in.
Yeah, but nah, I don't know. That's how it always was. So not being a cop anymore, and then like, you know, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I didn't have any like specific plans. It's not like I had a route, you know. As being a cop for years, you kind of have like, you wake up and you got shit to do already because other officers need backup or you in a chase. And like, for me, a lot of times I was end up in a chase. That's how I know like the city so well, the streets so well. And like, I've chased every type of driver, like from Future and GG to, you know, Marty to like, I mean, anyone is CG. Like, you kind of like, the more you chase these people, the more you learn their style of driving and what they like to resort to. And like, I feel like that's how I've learned to know more strategies, know more driving. And like, it's just by all those years of all those chases. And I mean, I was always down to back someone up on a chase, but yeah, I don't know.
100%, man. And you know, you've been putting in work. You've been putting in a hell of work. You don't complain. You just take everything to the chin. You don't expect shit. And I feel like that's the right mentality to have in CG, where maybe a lot of people don't have. Like,
well, I remember talking to Tugs when I was first hanging out with Tugs for a little bit, or I mean, not first, but we were doing like, I was helping him with moonshine and stuff, and he had mentioned there was like some lady that came and hung out for a little bit, but then she only hung out with like Kay, and like she never wanted to know the other people in the gang, and like and she, anytime they were around, she would like, she basically just didn't care about everyone in the gang, only a specific, like only pretty much Kay, only the, you know, the person in charge.
Yeah, a lot of people, unless they're not in the main, they'll just go to sleep, they'll do this, they'll complain, right? And that's one thing I respect. Oh, you're talking about Kate? Yeah, like, bro.
Well, I don't know. There was some late. It was some girl that he said. Well, yeah, I don't know who it was. I didn't.
Bro, she like came around and she just expected to be like in the main. It's like, bro, like, there's fucking motherfuckers who's been here for 2 years are still not in the main, bro. Like, it just doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta be here for the group, not here for your own self. You know?
Yeah.
I think when you become selfless, that's when it works for you. And that's why, like, you, Ellie, like that work very well, because it's like, all right, well, Suarez can go off and do his own thing and create his own thing and be good. Like, that's like all that matters, right? That's what like K is, like Rami C.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
but
it is fun. It is a good time to be like, I didn't get on my first job, like my first job with the boys, until 4.0, and that was the Maze Bank. And I was around for 1.5 years, and I didn't get on my first job. I was so stoked to be in the fucking job. It was amazing, man.
Yeah.
And that's how I just look at shit, just grateful and appreciation.
I don't know, bro.
And then shit like, look, Peanut right now, he's going to bed. I don't care to be in the fire. Let him go to bed. Like, bro, this The shit's not gonna end. It's fucking endless. You know what I mean?
No, 100%. So, but yeah, that was just that's what I heard is that it was her, and then I thought that was another person who said came out for like a couple of weeks, but she just wasn't like, I don't know, wasn't the right fit. Maybe I'm not sure.
They
Guy's selling. You want to pull up on him real quick?